He was sick.
Amazing. I ain't going nowhere. I don't know why they sitting here drafting quarterbacks that high.
He's just going to help. He just going to sit on the bench.
I need help. Damn it.
Fuck man.
That's amazing, man. You do like. What
I
do
like
you want
that.
us to do?
I like that about him, man. Show out your colors.
I don't, man. He showed him when he beat the girl up.
Man, he raped her.
Man,
rape.
He did.
Allegedly. But rape.
That's alleged.
He got 2 of them joints, don't he?
I'm just saying, man. Like they be dragging
2 of them.
He got 2 of them things.
No, have it would mean that it got proven.
He got okay. You're right. He got 2 alleged cases of him raping a woman.
Man, if they give Kobe took an L, Ben took 2 L's.
That's because they wanted to check, man.
Man, they'll drag off. It's a black superstar. They dragging his ass.
Kobe took an L, Ben took 2.
You got Michael Vick going to jail for dogfighting. You got players getting cut, like fucking Reuben Foster getting cut for domestic violence, alleged domestic violence, or the case getting dropped and shit.
Yeah,
but this motherfucker gets suspended for a couple of games and shit. You know what I mean? Superstar quarterback. Whatever. We ain't gonna touch on that.
Yeah, that's tough.
But all right. So yeah, Antonio Brown just acting like a normal diva receiver.
Yeah, I think that's all it is.
Do you think it gets salvaged in Pittsburgh, or do you think they move on from him?
I think they're hard-headed. So I think they're going to try and work it out, but it's not going to work.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think so. I think
the front office is just too hard-headed.
I think Pittsburgh in example mode right now, and they just make an example of everybody, which they already did before. I don't know why people are acting like this is new. They never paid anybody.
The one thing that
ever in history
Pittsburgh is really good at is finding wide receivers in the draft.
Yeah.
I feel like
that's a fact. Juju a beast.
I feel like they'll let it be known in the draft if they're going to let go of Antonio Brown. I think that's when we'll know. If they use one of them first top 3 picks on a receiver.
How did Martavius do this year?
That's when we know.
Martavius isn't on the team. Yeah, he played for the Raiders.
He played for the Raiders.
And then they cut him, I think.
And then they brought him back. And he played for a little bit. I think they released him mid-season or something.
He got a chance of coming back to Pittsburgh?
But think about it. It was him.
No.
Get rid of Antonio?
No. There's a reason why they got rid of him.
Yeah,
didn't they draft Mike Wallace?
Yeah, Pittsburgh always had receivers like Hines Ward, and then they had Plaxico.
It's crazy.
And then after Plaxico and Hines, they had Antonio Randall was part of that as well. Yeah. Santonio Holmes came in.
Antoine Randall. Forgot about
they got rid of him, and
he threw that touchdown.
They bring in Antonio Brown, Mike Wallace. Like they paid Antonio Brown over Mike Wallace.
No, Mike Wallace turned down the money.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
he got offered the money first.
Yeah, that's a fact. And then Antonio Brown took that contract, and then they made it. I mean, shit. Look what happened. Antonio Brown, one of the best receivers. In my opinion, he's the best receiver in the league.
He's solid. He's solid number 2.
Antonio Brown number 2.
Solid.
Oh, who number 1?
Solid.
I already know where he going.
You already know.
Who the best receiver in the league at?
Man, come on,
Let
boy.
the people know.
Number 11, man. That boy got them Jets, boy. Julio Jones.
Oh,
what y'all talking about?
Wow.
I fucks with Julio. Julio definitely top 5.
I mess with him too.
To me, like the top 2 receivers in the league is Antonio Brown and DeAndre Hopkins. Hopkins don't get enough love.
Yo, they said he had 115 catches and 0
drops, dude.
Yeah,
I said that's
you know how fucking hard that is to do? To accidentally just drop a ball. That takes so much concentration.
I think his greatest catches this year didn't count, and they should have.
Man,
a couple of them like.
He is heavily talented and highly underrated.
Yeah, that's a fact. In Houston, man.
I give him that. I give him that. For
that's
sure.
a little different because he got a good quarterback throwing the ball. He shoots a good ball. Your guy, Matt Ryan, is a bum.
You bugging.
Matt Ryan is a bum.
You bugging.
He's an official bum.
They said Matt Ryan had a bad year and he threw 4,500 yards, 30 touchdowns to like 10 picks.
How many of those was to Julio? He just stole the ball. 8.
He had 8 touchdowns this year.
From yards.
He led the league in yards.
Okay.
I think it was like 1,577.
Yo, Ed, let me ask you this because you would know more than I would because I didn't watch so many Atlanta games besides one, and you know which one I'm talking about. But
yeah, we lost.
Dude, is Matt Ryan is a lot of his stats coming in garbage time?
No, we don't have a lot of garbage time.
Okay,
that's not what we do.
I'm just asking.
We actually didn't get blown out that much this year. Most of our games were 1 possession games.
So they was always in the game.
Yes, like the Pittsburgh game, we got tossed. We got brutally murdered. It was ridiculous.
So what you chalked it up as injuries this year?
Yeah, I did have a lot of injuries
for Atlanta.
Yeah, for Atlanta.
Man, dude, like you know how in football it's the only sport where you got a next man up mentality.
Yeah.
We don't have a next man. Like it's our roster is too starter dependent, and that was our downfall this year.
Okay.
Because y'all running like Devontae Freeman, he got hurt from jump, right?
Out 10+ games.
And then how did Coleman play this year?
Horrible.
And then Julio,
you know why?
and
because
then
our starting 2 guards were both out for the year.
Yeah, that's big.
After week 5,
that's big.
Starting safeties both out after week 4.
Y'all still got Sanu?
Yeah.
So you got 3 good receivers because Calvin really balled out for y'all.
Oh yeah, he had 8+. I think he had 8, 9. I think he had 8 or 9 touchdowns.
I thought he had like 10. I thought
He led the team.
digits.
He led the team.
And then we got tight end. What's his name? Hooper.
Oh yeah, Hooper.
Yeah, he's solid.
Yeah, that boy nice. He's consistent.
But then you just got hurt. Like injuries added up, and you had to have nobody to replace him.
Man, and that's the sad thing about them.
All right. All right.
And that's the sad thing about them, man. Is just they're really top heavy. So like when you lose that somebody in that starting 11 and nobody can produce after that, that's what happens. And it's sad because we really are a talented team, man. But after that starting 11, ain't nothing there.
Organization
ain't nothing there, and that's what they need to rectify in this draft and free agency. And the pass rush was terrible.
All right, so So I want to move on. We want to talk playoffs. Let's talk some playoff football. So week 17 just concluded. We got our playoff teams, man. We got
starting tomorrow.
We got our wild card starting tomorrow. Got some really good games this weekend. I'm looking forward to it. A lot of people are billing this as one of the best wild card weekends we've ever seen. By far. And I can see it. I can definitely see it.
I saw some stats actually. All 4 teams started off with losing records in the first 5 weeks.
Wow.
All teams went on a streak of 5 out of 6 out of the last games or better.
Wow. That's good stuff.
All right, so I want to start in order. We're gonna go game by game here. We're gonna get our opinions on the game. We're gonna get our picks. We're gonna get our takes. All that good stuff.
I got another stat.
Scores.
Actually, this is the first time wild card weekend that all 4 games, it's only a 4-point spread.
Wow.
The highest one, which is the Bears and Eagles. The Eagles had the most points going into this weekend. They got 4 points.
Everybody else is under 4?
Texans is 1. Ravens, I believe, is 3.
I think we're giving like 1.5 or 2.
Yeah. And Dallas is 1. So it's really a coin toss going into this weekend on every game.
All right, what's the first game?
All right, so first game tomorrow is the Houston Texans versus the Indianapolis Colts. Houston is at home. Indy going on the road there. Andrew Luck, big bounce back season, man. Comeback player of the year, in my opinion.
Number 12.
He balled the fuck out this season. He might get some MVP votes. I wouldn't be surprised because he balled the hell out. Indy started off rough, got it together. Same thing with Houston. They both started off rough.
If he doesn't get MVP, he'll get comeback player of the year.
He definitely getting comeback player of the year. MVP should be Patrick Mahomes, in my opinion, or Drew Brees. But Patty should win that. Yeah. But Andrew Luck, big bounce back season. Deshaun Watson, he played a hell of a season. Both great seasons. Houston won that division out. But who y'all got winning this game? First of all, who do you think? Well, what do you think is the keys of this game? Give me like a key matchup. What do you think is going to be like the determining factor going into this game? Besides the quarterbacks, you know how that is. But let me get some opinions.
I'm a trenches guy. I think Colts offensive line against Houston front 4 is going to determine.
That's going to be incredible.
Yeah, I think that's going to determine who wins this game.
Who won the season matchups?
They split. Houston won week 4
away
on the road. Yeah, they both won on the road. So Houston won week 4 in an overtime game, 37-34, and then the Colts won week 14, 24-21 in Houston.
So they just beat them on the road a couple weeks ago.
Right.
I don't know, man. It's that's gonna be one hell of a game for real.
Third time seeing each other.
Division rivals. So they play each other twice a year regardless, and then they know each other like the back of their hand.
I think the key to this game is gonna be the deep ball, man. I for both teams. I think that both teams are gonna have to find a way to get the deep ball going for either side, and it's gonna be hard. This is gonna be probably the hardest fought game due to the familiarity between both teams. But I really feel like the system they put around Luck is just ridiculous, man. Like Frank Wright got to be coach of the year. Yeah. Like dude was.
I think Nagy.
It's a toss up between the two. Like it's ridiculous,
Where
man.
Frank Wright come from?
Buffalo Bills.
No.
Buffalo Bills.
Coaching wise.
Oh. He shout out to the Bills. He was
Shout out to the Eagles. I'm gonna let you know.
He was a quarterback for the Bills. Honestly, I don't know who he used to do, but I know he
Came from the Eagles.
He did a lot of things for a lot of good quarterbacks though.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's where he was at last year?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was a quarterback coach there.
What you think, Nick? What you think about this
win
game?
this game?
Give me a key to this game. What's the key factor?
To me, it's home field. It's home field. It's a toss up to me. I have to lean towards home field. Fans open the game.
Someone's got to step up outside of Nuke for them to succeed in the passing game.
Yeah, they lost Demarius Thomas.
Because
they lost Will Fuller.
Yeah, that was big.
with
Fuller was huge.
Losing Demarius Thomas, I think it was like week 16. That was critical.
They lost him late.
Yeah, what do you do now?
That was critical because they needed Thomas for this situation, and
he was the emergency package.
Yeah, man.
When Fuller went out, so.
Interesting factor too is that the Colts have had the number one scoring defense this year. So their offense can put up points, but their defense can as well.
Yeah,
they got probably the best rookie linebackers prospect that's been in the league in years.
Yeah, that rookie linebacker is
I think it's like
solid.
Darius Leonard or something.
He's a beast. He should be rookie of the either defensive rookie of the year, either him or Vanden Esch Chubb from
as a
Denver.
rookie, he led the league in tackles.
Yeah, he balled out, and he had like 7 or 8 sacks, and he had a couple of interceptions. He should be a Pro Bowler this season if he's not.
And then they also drafted Quentin Nelson this year, that lineman.
Animal.
That's
my point. I think that's the key factor is how Houston protects Deshaun Watson because they have the worst offensive line in the league.
Yeah, they horrible.
Yeah, they have the worst offensive line in the league, and on top of that, the running game isn't that strong either. So Deshaun Watson is literally. Remember Russell Wilson a couple of years ago where they was literally putting fucking basketball players as his left tackle and shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like he's sitting there running from his life. This is literally what Deshaun Watson is doing. Now, Deshaun Watson has one of the top 3 receivers in the league as one of his security blankets there. So that's his bailout. But he's still running for his fucking life without no running game to kind of slow down that pass rush. So they're coming full steam ahead. Mm-hmm. However, and then on the opposite end, the Colts have one of the best offensive lines in the league. Like you said, they drafted a rookie. They had 2 rookies on the offensive line. They got one of the best guards who's a rookie. He's one of the top guards in the league right now. He's dominant. And then Andrew Luck, they kept him upright. Andrew Luck is finally healthy. Like he looks back. Andrew Luck finally looks back.
That number 12, man.
And his shoulders finally healed. And T.Y. Hilton is he's one of those forgotten receivers that don't get talked about. Like he's one of the top 10 receivers in the league, and nobody ever talks about T.Y. T.Y. been balling for years now.
I don't know about top 10.
He's a top 10 receiver. Yeah, and then they got one of the better tight ends.
1,000 yards last year without him.
Man, he's had multiple 1,000-yard seasons. And then on top of that, Eric Ebron, he went to there and he had a fucking Pro Bowl season, Pro Bowl caliber season. I'm not sure if
he had a real quarterback.
But to me, I think it's going to be how Houston can get pressure on Andrew Luck.
But they do that
because exactly they got J.J. Watt, who's still one of the top defensive players in the league. Jadavion Clowney, one of the top defensive players in the league. They got one of the best pass rushers.
Clowney will get 2 offside calls this week. Sign it up.
He gonna be hungry.
Yeah,
he gonna be hungry.
Look for prop bet that.
So Houston has one of those front sevens that can get pressure. I want to see how they do against that Colts offensive line. Ben, I want to see what schemes they come up with from Houston to protect Deshaun Watson from Indy's pass rush because, like I said, that offensive line is fucking atrocious. But that's the key for me, how they protect the quarterbacks, in my opinion. All right, so let's get some picks for the game, though.
I'm taking Colts in an insanely tight game. 17-13.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. Let me flip my coin.
He's not really flipping the coin, y'all.
I'm taking the Texans. I'm taking the Texans home just because of their home. I'm taking the Texans. And I didn't flip
motherfuckers flipping imaginary coins in their head. Nobody's seen it.
Man, it was flipping.
Yo, he rolled his eyes.
It was flipping.
Oh,
he rolled his eyes. So you got Houston?
It was 2 sides of the coin. 2 Texans coin and the Colts.
And it landed on Houston, huh?
Yeah, it landed on Houston.
What's the score?
Man.